Hello and welcome to Sports 360 Degree, your ultimate destination for the latest news, highlights and insights from the world of sports. This week has been nothing short of exhilarating, with an array of events captivating fans around the globe. From the ongoing saga surrounding Kylian Mbappe's future to the triumph of the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, there is no shortage of excitement in the world of sports. Join us as we dive into the action-packed week, exploring highs and lows, the triumphs and tragedies, and everything in between. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a thrilling ride through the world of sports. But first up, the course through your tracking this week. French footballer Kylian Mbappe has been emerged as the grandest hype at the moment after it was known that he could be playing his final League One season. The French striker has made it clear to PSG that it will be his last term and will exit once the season ends in the summer. Several clubs have emerged as the frontrunners who could put up a mouth-watering offer for the striker. Here in Sports 360 Degree, let's take a look at the three possible destinations for the French superstar. The latest salvo in the ongoing Kylian Mbappe transfer saga has been fired. The player has reportedly told Paris Saint-Germain that he intends to leave the club at the end of the season. According to reports, Mbappe communicated his decision to PSG on Thursday, less than 24 hours after scoring the winning goal for the French Giants against Real Sociedad in a Champions League match. Time will tell whether this is the final act in Mbappe's passion era, but it's never too early to look ahead. Here are the three possible destinations we think are the most likely for the 24-year-old World Cup winner. Real Madrid. Where there is smoke, there is fire, and there is a lot of smoke surrounding a summer transfer for Mbappe to Real Madrid. Mbappe has been reportedly leaning towards joining La Liga giants for some time now, with Athletic reporting that the biggest holdup is the pay packet on offer. Given Los Blancos' status in footballing world and their willingness to do whatever it takes to land their man, this is a marriage that seems destined to happen. Manchester City. One of the few teams on planet that could realistically present a project that would rival that of Real Madrid's. The current Champions League holders are able to match Mbappe's financial demands and his desire to compete for Europe's most prized club trophy. While there are questions about how he would fit with Man City, stylistically the club have one of the most successful managers in the history of the sport and could probably figure it out. Al Hilal. The Saudi Pro League leaders offered a reported 300 million euros to PSG for Mbappe last summer, and they were even allowed to speak to player about a potential move. It ultimately didn't happen. But with this week's reports, you can be bet the house that Al Hilal will throw their hat in the ring once again. Despite the Saudi outfit being able to outspend everyone else, this still seems like a long shot given Mbappe's career ambitions. Money does have a way of changing minds though. Now shifting focus to cricket, Ravichandran Ashwin became the second Indian bowler to take 500 wickets in the test during the second day of the third test between India and England in Rajkot on Friday. Now let's go live for the ISRO press conference.
I believe that you have also watched the launch as well as the perfect injection of the INSAT 3DS into orbit. GSLV in its mission was targeting to inject INSAT 3DS into a geo transfer orbit 170 by 36,000 kilometer, with a possibility of increasing that to a higher number, because the higher the number is, the better is the life. So today we have a 38,000 plus kilometer apogee has been accomplished with no other issues with respect to inclination. So it's a very perfect mission. Little over performance that has been given to the satellite, which increases its life, as already told by directing related activities. And this satellite has been fully funded and going to be utilized by Ministry of Earth Science and other users. You know, it has two important payloads. One is called an imager and another is a sounder. Both these are required to take the parameters related to the atmosphere. Of course, we can request the satellite team to explain more about it. It also has data relay transponders which collects the data across the country where there are ground-based observations related to weather and make it available for computational activities for weather modeling. And it also supports a distress alert based receiver as well as transmitter. So this also supports in terms of disaster. And all of you know that the INSAT series of weather satellite has been extremely useful, especially when you are able to image the entire country in every 15 minutes. And this data goes to the computation as well as observation capability of our country, whether the weather forecast has been given based on this observation and analysis of this data. And this is further augmented by better instruments that has been put in inside 3DS compared to the one which has been done earlier. There were many changes in the payload. Of course, we can discuss if you are interested on that payload aspect. Director URS will be able to speak about it. And coming to the launch vehicle, this GSLV once again has a little not so good name with regard to its performance. I think that has been a thing of the past. The payload fairing, especially with a bigger diameter, it had a checkered history. I think that has been now corrected, and we have a very good mission. Last mission as well as this mission of GSLV has gone very well. After the one before that had a failure in the cryogenic stage. So 2 successful mission has actually happened after the failure now. So with that confidence, we should be able to go for future without any worry on the configuration of the vehicle. Of course, all of you know that every mission of a rocket has its own uncertainties and worries, but that we have overcome by our design and analysis of the many of the systems, including the cryogenic stage and also the payload fairing. And the next mission of the GSL is going to be the NISR mission, the NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar mission, which is a very big satellite and requires this configuration capability of the rocket. As you heard, that capability of the rocket also has been steadily increased in terms of its payload capability as well as volume, which is going to be extremely useful for NISR satellite. And that status also we can hear from the satellite team. So with this, let me conclude saying that both the rocket and satellites so far performed very well. As already told by Director URSC, all the performance related issues of the previous generation satellites have been addressed and more capability has been added in the payload. And we believe this satellite is going to be an important satellite for the nation, where we want to secure our citizens against weather related information as well as disaster related information, which is very crucial for protecting our lives as well as properties. So let me thank Ministry of Earth Sciences for sponsoring this mission with their funding and also continued support that are required to be given by ministries and also our government for enabling this launch to happen today. So thank you so much. We will get into some questions and discussions. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Prasar, sir.
Congratulations to you, sir. And congratulations to you and outstanding success. At the outset, when you spoke after the success, you mentioned briefly about how this is advanced weather satellites. Can you give me more details on it? I'm a bit confused. Because it does not have VHRR. Earlier, when you had INSAT, multipurpose INSAT satellites with weather and communication satellites, we had very high resolution radio meter for weather prediction. So, is it true that you don't have VHRR in this?
The answer will be given by Mr. Shankaran. I also, the Project Director is also Imtiaz is here. So over to you.
Okay, what we call in this mission, INSAT 3D series as the imager is nothing but a VHRR multiplied into many. VHRR works in some number of wavelength bands, whereas what we call as VHRR is, imager is VHRR plus more bands. That is why, so it is 3DS also is a VHRR plus same function in multiple bands. Over and about that, the sounder. Sounder means
vertical.
As a function of height, determine the temperature and humidity throughout the thickness of the atmosphere. That is going to be done by the sounder. So it is an enhanced meteorological payload in the INSAT 3D series.
Chairman mentioned the next satellite which will be put into orbit will be NASA ISRO satellite. So synthetic aperture radar. We had Texar and RESAT. So will it be a surveillance satellite, sir?
No, it's not a surveillance satellite. It is purely meant for some applications which I will describe now. It has 2 radars. One is L-band radar and S-band radar. And S-band radar is made by India and L-band radar is made by US. And this data is in public domain. So you can understand when the data is in public domain, of course it is not going to be a surveillance satellite, first of all. The radar data will be shared between US and India. And it has a focus on many things. One is the Earth as a system, because it has an imaging capability about 12 to 14 days. One full imaging of Earth can be done at a very high swath. This is first, and it has very high precision in terms of measurements. So it enables to measure tectonic movements, the ice sheets changes. Also it has an ability to look at water, the availability of water and water stressing, agriculture, see the coverage of greenery across the Earth's surface, water qualities, and so many other parameters related to environment and agriculture, and especially to the surface of the Earth. So, and it also has an ability to penetrate Earth also and look at the availability of water stressing in arid areas. So, it is purely a satellite which is going to help in terms of the sustainability, the water stressing, environment, agriculture, the changes that are occurring on Earth due to the climate changes and weather. Such things are the primary focus of NISA. Thank you.
Sir, வணக்கம் சார். இங்கே வணக்கம், வாழ்த்துக்கள். அன்பழகன் தலைமை செய்தி. ஏற்கனவே நீங்கள் சொன்ன மாதிரி உடனே லான்ச் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. அதுவும் குறிப்பாக மிக அத்தியாவசியமான ஒன்று வானிலை பற்றியான, ஏன்னா ஏற்கனவே இந்திய வானிலை மையம் சரியாக சொல்லலைன்னு ஒரு விமர்சனம் ஏற்பட்டிருந்தாலும் கூட இந்த செயற்கைக்கோளை பொறுத்தவரை மிகவும் பயனுள்ளதாக இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறோம். இப்போது இது எந்த மாதிரி அவங்களுக்கான சப்போர்ட் கொடுக்க போகுது? ஏன்னா லாஸ்ட் டைம் நீங்கள் ஏற்கனவே இருந்ததும் கூட அவங்க சரியாக கவனிக்கலையா? இது நீங்கள் இது பண்ணக்கூடிய விஷயம் அந்த வானிலை மையத்துக்கு எந்த மாதிரியான சப்போர்ட் கொடுக்க போகுது சார்?
In the inside 3DS, compared to inside 3DR. See, this satellite is not going to be used by ISRO. It's not an ISRO satellite. ISRO only built it and handing over to Ministry of Earth Science. It is going to be operated by IMD.
Okay.
Correct? So they have the mandate of giving the weather-related prediction and everything for the country. ISRO is not doing it. So we will ask the IMD a little later how they are utilizing it. Okay?
So for next, first monthly once and 2 time satellite பண்ணனும்னு சொல்லிருக்கீங்க. இப்போ next இது
அந்த next launch-க்கு காரியமா சொல்றது. Next launch தான் சொல்றேன். This launch we will discuss today's launch. Okay.
Sir, just wanted to check. You said 38,000 kilometers is the apogee, so it's actually about 2,000 kilometers over performance. So at that altitude, will it sort of be in sync with the Earth's rotation, because it won't be exactly 23 hours 56 minutes? So how does that affect, and will you be lowering it to 36 or?
It will have to be lowered.
Okay.
Because.
So it was another milestone by the ISRO, and the ISRO chairman explains all the key aspects of this successful launch of the INSAT 3DS, and it's a third generation weather satellite. So it's a great achievement for India in the field of space. So now moving again to coming back to the Sports 360-degree, the weekly show on sports. Kansas City Chiefs retained the Super Bowl after defeating San Francisco 49ers 25-22 on in Las Vegas. The victory made the Kansas City the first team to win back-to-back Super Bowls since the New England Patriots in 2002-03 seasons.
Kansas City Chiefs created history when Patrick Mahomes threw a touchdown pass to Mecole Hardman in overtime to give the Chiefs a 25-22 win over the San Francisco 49ers in a Sin City Super Bowl thriller on Sunday, cementing their status as an NFL dynasty. The blockbuster finish in Las Vegas was worthy of the biggest show on the Stripe, as the Chiefs won a third Super Bowl in 5 years and became the NFL's first repeat champions since the New England Patriots in February 2005. After 49ers rookie kicker Jack Moody had booted a field goal to open overtime, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes marched down the field and finished the game with a 3-yard touchdown pass to Hardman.
Extreme joy. Didn't even know where to go. But just it's so excitement, man. I'm so proud of the team, so proud of the guys, and to battle to the very end. That was a microcosm of our season. I said it, and everybody came together and we were able to get the win. Yeah, it's special. I think it's that championship mindset. Whenever stuff isn't going great, we're going to continue to fight, and This game wasn't. We had times we weren't playing great, especially the offense, and we were able to step up to the occasion while the defense is making those stops. And people are going to talk about the offense. We had those last few drives. The defense is what kept us in that game, and that's our entire season. They're going to give us chances, and we're going to make it happen when it counts.
The win made pop queen Taylor Swift's mad dash from Tokyo, where she performed on Sunday, to Las Vegas to watch boyfriend Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce all worthwhile. The pop superstar showed no signs of jet lag, jumping up and down and cheering throughout the entire contest. While Swift and Chiefs supporters celebrated, it was more heartbreak for Niners fans, who were looking to celebrate a record-equaling 6th Super Bowl win, but were once again denied by the Chiefs. At the Super Bowl in 2020, it was also the Chiefs who sent the 49ers home empty-handed when they scored 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter for a 31-20 victory in Miami. Mahomes produced a 75-yard game-winning drive to prove yet again why he is rated the best quarterback in the business, earning Super Bowl Most Valuable Player honors for a third time.
Rohit Sharma is set to lead India in the upcoming T20 World Cup in June. Hardik Pandya will be the vice-captain. This will be the second time Rohit leads India at the T20 World Cup, having done it in 2020 as well.
The Board of Control for Cricket in India on Wednesday announced that Rohit Sharma will lead India at the upcoming ICC T20 World Cup to be held in USA and West Indies in June. BCCI Secretary Jai Shah confirmed while addressing in a renaming function of the Saurashtra Cricket Association Stadium. Shah in his speech said, "We may have lost the final of the 2023 ODI World Cup, but we won hearts there by winning 10 matches in a row. I am confident that India will live the 2024 T20 World Cup under Rohit Sharma's captaincy at Barbados." Shah's statement came with Rohit, head coach Rahul Dravid and chairman of men's national selection panel Ajit Agarkar in attendance at the function. Minutes later, Shah told that Rohit continues to remain India's captain in all the formats. He added that the decision has been made in consultation with the selectors before Rohit and Virat Kohli returned for the T20I series against Australia in January. Rohit had captained India bravely in the ODI World Cup 2023 last year and led from the front as the team marched into the final of the tournament, winning all of the round-robin matches. The Indian skipper was particularly aggressive with his batting and provided India with their ideal start in the power play overs. The Indian captain finished as the second highest run getter in the tournament with 597 runs. However, India fell in the final hurdle against Australia. Rohit has captained India in 54 T20 matches, in which he led India to 41 wins with 12 losses. One match ended in a tie. Since India's semi-final exit at the T20 World Cup in November 2022, Hardik Pandya has led India in a majority of T20Is. When Rohit was recalled for the T20I series at home against Afghanistan in January, it was the first indication of him and Kohli set to feature in the 2024 edition. Jai Shah also confirmed that Hardik will be Rohit's deputy at the T20 World Cup. Sports Desk, DD India.
The world of athletic fraternity is in deep shock over the world marathon record holder Kylian Mbappe's death in a fatal road accident. Fans express grief as the 24-year-old's bright career, which included holding the esteemed title of the marathon world record holder, was tragically cut short.
The world sports fraternity was deeply saddened by the shocking demise of marathon runner Kylian Mbappe, who died at the age of 24 in a tragic car accident alongside his coach Jarwei Hakizimana in his native Kenya on Sunday. Filled with lots of potential, Kylian broke Eliud Kipchoge's world record last year and was set to compete at the Summer Olympics in Paris. Kiptum's performances in the past 2 years had seen him emerge as a rival to his great Kenyan teammate. In paying tribute, Kipchoge said he was deeply saddened by the tragic passing. Kiptum was an athlete who had a whole life ahead of him to achieve incredible greatness. Sebastian Coe, the president of World Athletics, said Kiptum was an incredible athlete, leaving an incredible legacy. Kenya's Cabinet Secretary of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sport, Ababu Namwamba, said that the deceased world marathon record holder, Kylian Mbappe, was a shining gem and a national hero.
Kenya, the world, and the fraternity of athletics and sports in general has lost a special, shining gem, a truly top-tier athlete and sportsman. Kelvin Kiptum is a national hero by any standard, by any stretch of the imagination. And we will honor him in death as we honored him in life.
Friends of Kiptum and members of the athletics community who stood outside the hospital were saddened by the loss and extended condolences to Kiptum's family and the country.
We just want to ask the rest of the members of the country to pray for the family of the departed heroes, and that we shall have peace in our hearts. We shall also join hands with the family and the sporting fraternity to ensure that Kevin Kiptum and his coach get a decent, send-off from the day side of us. We want to say poleni sana to the Kenyans and much more to the family of the departed hero. Poleni sana.
Mohamed Farah, Britain's four-time Olympic champion over 5,000 and 10,000 meters, finished 9th in last year's London Marathon, a race Kiptum won in a course record time of 2 hours, 1 minute and 25 seconds. Expressing sadness, Farah said Kelvin was an amazingly talented athlete who had already achieved so much in his career at an early age. According to police report, Kiptum was driving his Rwandan coach and a woman in the car near the Rift Valley village where he was born when the accident occurred. The athlete lost control of the vehicle and veered off the road into a ditch, traveling for about 60 meters along it before crashing into a large tree. Kiptum and Hakizimana died instantly, while the woman, Sharon Chipkuri Kusoge Kiyo, survived with injuries and was treated at a local hospital.
Mercedes pulled off the covers of their latest creation, a sleek, revamped car destined for the departing legend Lewis Hamilton. With the season opener in Bahrain looming on March 2nd, the stage is set for an electrifying chapter in the ongoing saga of the Formula One racing.
Last season with the team, I'd love to talk to you about your
Mercedes presented a significantly updated car for seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton ahead of his impending move to Ferrari. Mercedes finished second overall in 2023, but former champions failed to win a race for the first time in 11 years. Red Bull won 21 of the 22 and Max Verstappen taking his third title in a row. On this occasion, Lewis Hamilton said he is excited.
Yeah, well, it's obviously been emotional. It's very surreal to be here, given I came here in 2013. So 11 years with the team, starting my 12th, and it is such a privilege to work with a group of people where you see the work they're doing over winter. We go through this process over the last couple of years. You see a car come together at the beginning of the year. It's the most exciting part of the season, really. It's what you see in everyone's launches.
Seeing how it is.
Hamilton, aged 39, announced this month that he would be leaving at the end of the season after signing a multi-year deal with Ferrari. Team boss Toto Wolff said that once dominant, Mercedes faces a big challenge to get back to the top.
In terms of the team,
Aston Martin and be at the forward part of that group, in the same time as trying to race at the very front. This is our aim. We're determined to do so, and at the same time we know how difficult it is, because you're a step behind that your main competitor that has gotten it right straight from the get-go. But we love the challenge, and this is why I'm so eager, and all of us so eager to see the car finally driving.
The W15 car has a silver nose marking the 90th anniversary of the Mercedes' famed silver arrows, plus the familiar red, green and black of the recent seasons. Hamilton's teammate George Russell said that he just wanted to get behind the wheel to see how it performed. Sports 360 is a one-stop destination to the heartbeat of sports, blending news, analysis and nostalgia. That's all in this edition of the Sports 360. We hope you enjoyed it. Join us every week as we bring you the pulse of the sports world. Until then, stay healthy and keep cheering your favorite athletes and teams. Namaskar.
a platform for the developing world, amplifying the voice of the global south with a focus on the